Question number 1. Square root of 24, x to the 5th, y to the 6th. So how would I simplify this? So if you want to see it the long way, that makes a lot of sense. You know, you can break it down technically into 3 separate parts where it's 24, x to the 5th, and y to the 6th. So the x to the 5th and y to the 6th are very easy to write outright because you can just write x 5 times. X times x times x times x times x. That's x to the 5th. So y to the 6th is the same thing, but with 6 y's. Now the hard part here is doing the 24, so that's why we use the upside down division. 24 divided by 2, 12 divided by 2, 6 divided by 2, 3 divided by 3, 1. So that means 24 is 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. This is a very visual representation of what you're doing here. So now since it's a square root, the index is 2, which means in order to leave the radical, it must exit in groups of 2 in pairs. So here's a pair. There's a pair right there. 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 So what has exited the radical is going to be a 2 right here. How many pairs did I have? 2 pairs right here. So that's x squared because 2 pairs. And then y to the 3rd because there's 3 pairs there. So total now on the outside of my radical is 2 x squared y cubed. What was left on the inside of the radical? We've got the 2 times 3, which is 6, and we have the x. So on the inside of the radical is 6x. Now one last thing you got to be careful for is that the question says simplify the radical expression. It doesn't say that all the variables are positive, which means that if the index is even, this index is even, it's a square root, so the index is 2, then you have to put absolute value signs around the odd exponents to make sure that your answer ends up positive. Boom! So this is your complete answer, 2x squared y cubed, with the absolute value around the y cubed, times the square root of 6x. That is number 1.